Hello, everyone. This is my top 12 favorite Funko Pops of this year. Two people, three that I wanted to put on this list, but I really couldn't, only because I like them, but I don't like them enough to put them on this list. Those three are the Mandalorian Funko Pop that I have, Venomized Rockin', the Venomized Thanos. Now, I like them all. I love them. They're great, but there's just something about them that I just couldn't really put on this list, just for personal reasons. I'm not ecstatic over the look of Venomized Rocket. I love the Mandalorian, but I don't like that it's not the silver suit that we got later episodes. Again, I understand concept art, that kind of stuff. So, yeah. Still good, though. And I still like them, so that's all that matters. Anyway, let's start at number 12. Why did I do 12? I don't know. All of these are normal Funko Pops, non-Pocket Pops, and these are from any line. Marvel, DC, etc. At number 12 is Andy from The Office. I love this Funko Pop, mainly because of the banjo. If you didn't have a banjo and was just regular Andy, I don't know if I'd like it. I like the shoulders, having sort of the rolled up look. I like that. I like the pants. I like the shoes. I like his head. It looks like Andy, even if you don't know really much about The Office. You can tell this guy's Andy. And I love that about this guy. Also, just genuine look. He looks great. So, we're going to scooch him all the way back there. And let's get on to number 11. Number 11 goes to a pop that I really like, but I don't know. There was just not too much brought to the table to give me a full step up. It is John McClane from Die Hard. Oh, wait. I forgot to review this movie. Actually, one of you guys in the comments below gave me, hey, what about Die Hard? I forgot about it. I will be reviewing that Christmas Eve. Actually, I'm going to be doing it, Christmas Eve, because it takes place on Christmas Eve. So, I'll do that. It'll be a fun little film day. I will probably review another movie along with it, and I'll be making a little Christmassy background here. So, anyway, I like him. I love his look. He has great paint on him. This is the one that was in the exclusive box with the shirt. He has all their names written down. He has bloody feet. He has bruises all over. He has his gun. He has his walkie-talkie. He looks great, but I don't know. It's just, he's a little basic. I couldn't really put him on for having too much new stuff on him, but yeah. Again, like Andy, was great, but didn't bring much to the table. But again, it's a still awesome pop from an awesome movie. Anyway, we'll move him back there. Let's get out the number 10. Now this is the top 10. I like this guy. He's not my favorite. Now I think I put him on my list of my least 3 favorite Funko Pops this year. Yeah, I sort of mean that with this guy. He's not too great. But I still like him. It's the Heretic. It's just, the thing is that bugs me is I like him and I love him in the show. He just doesn't look like what's from the show. I don't know. There's just something about him that I'm like, there's something off with him. I don't know. I feel like it's the eyes. I feel like it's the way that the head was kind of formed. I don't know what it is. I do like him. But also, yeah. He was originally going to be number 12, but I was like, wait. He has a lot of sculpting on him, a lot of new stuff. Anyway, let's get to number 9. 9 is one of my favorite Funko Pops that I got this year. Mainly because of size. He feels like the Thanos. Like, when I pulled the Thanos out, I was like, dude, this guy feels heavy. He is definitely a good one. This is Hulk. The Endgame white suit Hulk, the Quantum Realm suit. I loved when he was in it. I love all of his scenes in Endgame. I think Endgame has my favorite kind of Hulk. And they did Smart Hulk right, okay? I was worried for a second. I was like, Smart Hulk, it's easy to mess that guy up. But they didn't. So, I love it. And I also love all the sculpting on the suit. It looks really nice. And it's very crisp. And especially with his size, you feel like you're getting your bang for your buck. Anyway, let's put him back there. That's number 8. Is a figure who even I didn't think would be this kind of low. It is Human Torch. Human Torch from the 80th Years line. I love this guy. He looks great. He has lots of that going on, which really looks nice. And I definitely like his comic book look and comic book take on his suit. I think that is great. So, yeah, I love him. Love him. Alright, number 6. Yeah, wait. Here we go. 12, 11, 10, 9, 8. Yeah, 7. I said 6. I'm wrong. It is the Wanderer. I love the Uru design, so I definitely was going to like it. I love his nose shape. I love everything about him, and I love the arms. I would like to see maybe a chase of this guy later released with the whole puppet show going on his back. I'd love that. I just love his design, because I really like the Uru design more than the Skeksis design. The Skeksis, it gets a little jumbled up. So yeah, he's a great Funko Pop. These two are really worth your money, because new sculpting, new looks, new everything. Yeah, and also, it's my first ever kind of New York, my first ever exclusive, really exclusive. I don't count GameStop exclusives and Target exclusives. It's a New York Comic Con exclusive. Now, next is one of my favorite superhero Funko Pops of the year. When I saw that they were making this Funko Pop, I was like, I gotta get it. Because it is from one of my... I love this movie. Probably more than I should. It's a sort of a guilty pleasure movie for me right now. Because I like the X-File look of Captain Marvel. I definitely know it's not the best superhero film that we got this year. And it's definitely not really close to being on my top 10 list of movies this year. But I love it. It's a fun little movie that I can watch whenever because it's on Disney Plus. So, I love when she pulls out the lunchbox, which has the Tesseract, which this is relating to. So I think that is great. Mine, when I pulled it out of the packaging, has a little bit of a weird neck. So we're halfway through. Yeah, I love these guys. These guys are great. These 6-ish. I guess you could sort of say 6, but not really. Well, actually, it's 5. I guess these 5, you could say, are really good, but... Alright, so this one, I don't know if really anyone counts it as a Funko Pop or as Pops. And this is where sort of the list just becomes my guilty pleasures. My ones that I love, that I find so fun and enjoyable. So this next one, I guess you could sort of consider it a Funko Pop. I could see where you say it's not a Funko Pop. It is the Batman and Joker from the 1989 movie. This is my favorite scene from my favorite Batman movie ever. No Batman movie really tops this one in my mind. Maybe the new one will. Maybe. And if Todd Phillips did one, I definitely could see me liking that one a lot more. Because Todd Phillips and Tim Burton are really kind of similar directors in terms of their darker tone and grittier look, and yeah. Anyway, I really loved this fight scene. So when they announced that they were making it, I was like, I must have it, take my money. So I love them. It looks great on my shelf, honestly. I could obviously see you saying that it's 1 pop and 2. I could see you saying that. I could see you saying it's 1 total pop. But if you say that, then couldn't you consider the Heretic and Wanderers same pops? I don't know. A lot of stuff going on. It's hard to process. But anyway, this is my number 5. My 5th favorite Funko Pop of this year. And I love it. There's just nothing else I can say. It's great. They did a good job with it. It's great. It has the glasses. It has the, gargoyles. It has everything. I don't really think I can fit this on screen, so I'm just gonna set it off. But it's there. Here, I'll keep the gargoyle in shot. Next up is a Funko Pop that I love. It is, for number 4, Castaway! It is Chuck Noland with Wilson. And my god, when I was at GameStop and I saw this, I was like, oh, I'm picking that up. Yeah, it's really nice. I love this movie. I have very fond memories of watching this movie. I remember it was really, really cold here in my hometown. So I decided to go up to my grandma's for 2 days. And while we were there, she went, hey, let's watch a movie. I went, sure. What do you want to watch? And she put in Castaway. She goes, this is one of my favorite films. You're gonna love it. And I loved it. Also, it probably did help me loving it more because I was on a river, which if you look down in the river, you're like, oh my god, that's like, it got all frozen, looked really nice. And it's one of those movies where it has such little characters, but each character is really done well. I could see anyone messing this film up. I think that only Tom Hanks could play them. Only Tom Hanks could play Chuck Noland. Because he seems like a normal guy, and then when he gets all survival mode, he is in survival mode. And he's not too fit, so it'd be weird if we saw, let's say, Chris Evans get trapped on an island. Because you admittedly think, yay, well, he's Chris Evans, he can do anything. He probably can save himself. So, anyway, number 4, Chuck Noland. Alright, number 3. Number 3, a little hard to explain. a little hard to explain. I love all of these pops a little too much, so I'm counting all 4 of them as number 3. You know what I'm talking about. The Pokemon Funko Pops. Yeah. I love them. They are fantastic. They are my little boys. And I just love having them on my shelf. They are worth picking up all 4 of them, and I count them as one because, really, they're so small. They're small, and worth being in your collection. Definitely, if you're a Pokemon fan, these are great. And also, they all are very similar in nature. They all, well, I guess 3 of them have small bodies and then have bigger heads. Bulbasaur being the only standout one, having no neck rotation. And they are all very similar. Like, the only thing that's really kind of super different, I guess. Like, imagine, like, I guess, I don't know. Anyway, I like them all. It's my list. I can do whatever I want. But I'll only keep Charmander. Actually, wait, I can put them all 4 of them to make more room for number 1 to have more space. Ugh, this is beautiful. Alright, number 2. I really love this series, so it makes sense why there's now so much of it on this list. It was great to see come back, and I loved it even more. Yep, the Dark Crystal! Bet you were maybe thinking Marvel. This is the Hunter Pop. When I heard that the Dark Crystal was being released and that these were the accompanying Funko Pops, I had to buy this guy. I was scared of the Dark Crystal when I was a kid, so seeing it even more darker did not do good for me. No, but actually, I loved it. I love the darker tone. Definitely says, like, hey, you can make a good story with kind of normal objects, like puppets. Like, I don't know, I don't think that great stories come from sort of simple puppets and toys, but really it shows, like, hey, you can make a great story from non-actors, non-animation, which I think is really good. Anyway, I loved him. He was so badass, especially when he was just walking around. You were like, oh my god. And especially when I heard that they were making him called the Hunter, I was like, oh, no, I don't want to see something like a Skeksis fight. Like, they can't do that. He can fight. Not going to spoil the series. Go watch it on your own. I don't want to spoil it, but it is great. It is great. Okay, number 1. Let me just explain for 1 quick second. I loved this band when I was a kid. They were one of the first bands that I really got into that were sort of in this genre. And when they announced that they were making Funko Pops of them, I instantly wanted to go out and buy them. I couldn't get all 4 of them because just certain reasons. I got my favorite of them, the one that was really in my life when he was in the band. And really, the band was so good. It is the Demon from Kiss. The Kiss Funko Pop of the Demon. This is my favorite. This deserves to be number 1, honestly, on my list. Why? Well, it's so memorable. I love whenever I remember vividly just seeing him whenever he would go on, like, I don't know, shows to play, when all of them would go, the camera zooming in on him, sticking out his tongue, playing his guitar, and, oh man, I loved it. I don't know if there's a chase of him. If there is, please tell me. I will go buy it for as much money as it is, because they were my favorite band when I was younger. They just are. And honestly, this guy is the badassery that I needed from this Funko Pop. So yes, he is number 1. What did you think of my list? Hope that you enjoyed watching it. These were my top 12 Funko Pops of this year. I would have loved to include some Funko Pops. I would have loved to include Funko Pops that I got that weren't released this year. But that's not really what I do. I would have loved to include the King Orm and Black Manta, because I missed out when I didn't buy those. I love them so much. I would love to include Funko Pops that weren't necessarily so great, like the Sheldon Funko Pop, because it was his last season. I would love to include the Jeff Goldblum Funko Pop, which I got this year. Wasn't released this year, though. So I'd love to, and there's plenty more. I would love to put Mandalorian, Venomized Thanos, and Rocket on it, but this list, it's just, I couldn't really do that, mainly because if I did, would have made this list longer, and 12 is a lot of Funko Pops, even when you consider one of the spots is for 4 Funko Pops. So anyway, thank you guys for watching. I have been Rhymus2099. I'll see you in the next video, which will be released tomorrow, because, again, I said for December I will be doing videos every day. Yeah. And I can't wait to see ya, and my favorite, and one of the videos that I'm really excited for, it's going to be on New Year's Day, on New Year's Eve, the best action figures of this decade. I'm including all of them that I have, every line, every series. Maybe we'll make a rule where one brand can't be on it. You probably know what that brand is, but I won't say what, in case you don't know. In case you do know, you probably know what I'm talking about. Anyway, I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.